Hello and welcome to the 21st episode of HSV International, the English-speaking HSV fan podcast. I'm Philip, and like always, today with me here is Lennart. Hi, Lennart.
Good evening, Philip.
How are you?
Yeah, I'm very fine. And how are you?
As well, and also very fine because of our latest friendly result against Heidenheim. We will talk about this later. What will we cover today in this episode? We will look back on the World Cup just very quickly because now it's time to go back into HSV again, finally, after this long summer break. And we'll also talk about transfers and rumors. We'll update you from some things that happened in the training camp and just some other stuff, including a listener's question. And we also have material from a friend of us who actually was in Vienna when HSV played against the Rapid Wien. Then I was looking forward to this episode.
Yeah, me too.
So then, first thing, what do you say about the World Cup, about Spain being the winner? I think it's their second title, is that right?
Yeah, it's a second World Cup title, yeah. And the deserved winner in the final. I think there can't be any doubt about that. And yeah, I'm just glad that the World Cup is over now. There were so many background stories which shouldn't have been there. And we have the deserved winner. And like you said, I'm glad, very, very glad that now we can focus solely on Hamburg and the HSV. And I'm looking very forward to the upcoming season.
Yeah, me too, definitely. And because of the World Cup, there are still two players on holiday, namely Miro Muheim and Sander Tangvik, who will add to the squad later. I think they both of them have just a couple of days left on holiday. Muheim will jump in even later because he was actually more involved in the World Cup than Sander Tangvik. Overall, the World Cup and their involvement brought us, Lennart, how much money?
400,000 euros, I believe, right?
Yes, this was the contribution from the FIFA to us, to HSV. And I think they had three pillars in paying it out. I don't remember them entirely, but it was because of the club where the player is playing in the current season. They get a third of the money for the player, then the other third is to the club who that owned the player before this season, and so on. I don't really get it, but at least, like you say, we got 400K out of it for Luka Vuskovic, Miro Muheim, and Sander Tangvik. So amazing that they played there, that they were on the big stage, and also nice for us to get a little contribution out of it. But yeah, like you said, now focus completely on HSV. We have some transfer rumors and two new signings, Lennart.
Yeah, we have Patson Daka as a new signing and Bilal Nadir. And at least Patson Daka made a very huge impression, I believe, last weekend. Already, Nadir played only for a couple of minutes, but yeah, I'm very glad about those two new signings. And like you said, we have a few other rumors as well.
Yes, like always, we have Fabio Vieira still as a rumor, and we just talked about it before recording this episode, and I cannot believe it. But this shows how far we are from Arsenal, meanwhile. And because Arsenal, then supporters, when you look on the social media postings, they just want him to leave the club. They say, why are you still here? Why are you not gone yet? And we want him so desperately. Imagine this shows how far we are away from Arsenal. But it's sad, but at the same time, it's amazing that we still have the chance to get him. Public knowledge that Fabio Vieira wants to stay in Hamburg, which is amazing. Such a brilliant footballer. And I really hope that it will be feasible in the end. Other than that, we also still have the rumor about Elias Baum, but Lennart, I think this will be unrealistic meanwhile, or at least it's getting more and more unrealistic. Why?
Yeah, it really doesn't sound good anymore. Elias Baum right now makes a very good impression on Frankfurt's new coach, new and old coach, Adi Hütter, and probably will be their starting right back next season in Frankfurt, in his, I believe, hometown as well, his club, if you might will say so. Therefore, yeah, they probably won't sell him anymore, not to us and not to any other club. Therefore, we probably have to look for another right back. Sadly, because I believe Elias Baum is a great player, I would have loved to see him in Hamburg.
Yeah, I remember when we promoted last year, you were mentioning him as your favorite player to be signed for the Bundesliga squad. At the same time, we are also interested in a left back from Austria, Wien at the moment, Tae-Sok Lee. I don't know how realistic this transfer is, but when you now look on the impressions and on the performance from Luis Lemke, one of our greatest talents from the youth team. He's 16 and basically replacing Miro Mohem at the moment. Played 2 matches against Rapid Wien and Heidenheim now. And he's doing great, I guess. What do you think about it, Leonard?
Well, first of all, Luis Lemke makes great impressions so far during those 2 games. I'm very impressed by him. But he's still 16, so it's questionable, at least for me, because I only saw these 2 matches and those 2 minutes, I believe, against Freiburg last season. Therefore, not really, something I can rate at this point. And for me, it's the question: can he perform like this during a season? If the coaches are positive that he can, we don't need another left back beside Mohamed Lemke. But yeah, he's just 16. I don't know if it's good to put such pressure on him. Yeah, let's see. And regarding Lee, I have never seen him play. I don't remember him from the World Cup. He played for South Korea, but he didn't left any impression on me, to be honest. And therefore, I can't really say something about the player from Austria Wien.
No, me neither. But I mean, we always want and demand the clubs to promote and support young players. And Luis Lemke seems to be a good player, promising talent. And yeah, when you ask me, based on, like you say, just the 2 performances in the test matches, I would probably prefer him to be the second left back in our squad and not necessarily a player who we actually bought then for probably 1 million or more. So yeah, I would feel quite confident with Luis Lemke being the second option behind Miro Muheim. But like you say, let's see. Other rumors are then focusing more on the central midfield, which is kind of confusing a bit because we now made several new signings in this position. Also with Bilal Nadir, a transfer value or market value from 8 million. We got him for free. Amazing deal, I guess. 3-year contract. And imagine when we signed Zambi Lokonga, he was worth, Leonard, 6 million. Was it 6 million?
Yeah, something around that, yeah.
And now doubled his market value. We still have him several years under contract. So yeah, probably amazing. One of the highest rated players in terms of market value that was available on the market for free without a contract. And same here, same conditions for Patson Daka. 3 million market value, a free deal with only 1-year contract, in contrast to Bilal Nadir, because in Patson Daka's case, I mean, he's a striker. Don't get me wrong here. I was talking about central midfielders earlier, but now quickly back to Patson Daka. He played for Leicester City the past years, and yeah, then did not perform too good. Let's say it like this. Scored some goals, but nevertheless, Leicester was relegated now to the 3rd division, which is insane when you imagine the squad back then who won the Champions League. But yeah, now we got Patson Daka for free. He used to be Austria's Torschützenkönig, the goal scorer of the season with roughly 30 goals. Was it right? Or 22 goals, 8 assists, or something like this. And now we got him for free, 1-year contract with the option to be extended. I'm curious how these transfers will end up. But as I said in the beginning, now we have more rumors about central midfielders. Are they realistic, Leonard?
First, 2 additional information about Daka. We have an option for another year. So you're right. He has 1-year contract, and but we have the option to get him for another year if, well, he performs the way we want to. And I think you just said that's the one's Champions League. They've won the Premier League, right?
Yes, of course. I meant the Premier League. Yes. No.
At least if I heard you correctly now. Just those 2 things about that. The central midfielder. We have rumors about Ludovic Rice, which we probably all know in Hamburg very well, and Jordan Holzgrove. I hope I pronounced him correctly. To be honest, I don't believe in any of those rumors because now in the central midfield we have Nadir, we have Tokonga, we have Remberg, and we have Amoako. So now 4 players for those 2, let's say, more defensively central midfielder positions. I mean, for the offensive positions, we have Badler, we have Feray and Grönbeck. We are interested in Vieira. So where should those players come in? And we have so many positions. We still need another player. Therefore, I can't imagine Rice or any other central midfielder right now, at least not for the more defensive positions coming to us this summer. At least not if everyone stays. I mean, if we get a amazing offer for Lukonga or Remberg and they might leave the club, then of course we need a substitution. But unless this happens, I don't see any other player coming to us.
No, me neither. Probably on another position then, like you said. And there is one more rumor that we wanted to point out. Kento Shiogai, currently a player for VfL Wolfsburg, striker, Japanese striker. Leonard Wolfsburg bought him in the winter transfer window a couple of months ago. We were also discussing this transfer before we played in Wolfsburg, right? Do you remember in our episode before the Wolfsburg game that they bought a striker for 12 million or so?
Was it 12 million? I thought it was 8 or 9 million.
8 or 9? I don't remember.
Yeah, around 9 to 10 million, I believe. But yeah, it was a very expensive transfer.
Yeah, definitely. And now he's a rumor in Hamburg.
He might be a little expensive for us. I mean, he didn't play so well in Wolfsburg. I've read today that he might have a release clause now that they were relegated, but this clause still is around 6 million euros, which is still expensive. I mean, he played just 12 games. I mean, a lot of those 12 games for Wolfsburg were where he came from the bench, but he scored just 1 goal for Wolfsburg. He was a great joker in Nijmegen in the Netherlands. I think he scored probably every 80 minutes or something like that a goal. I mean, 11 goals in 37 games doesn't sound that amazing, but even there, he came a lot from the bench, so he was a great joker at least there. But yeah, he was not a key player in Nijmegen, he was not a key player in Wolfsburg, and now signing a striker for 6 million euros, I don't see that coming.
We will see. We paid a lot of money so far in the summer window, but it's necessary to now stay in the league, to now invest in new players, to secure the next season in the Bundesliga. But another 6 million for a striker, I don't know. Though we were now able to secure 2 players for, the zero amount of money, let's say it like this, for free. Let's see. I'm very excited. Let's this be our rumors for today. We are looking ahead to an exciting rest of the summer. We will probably have some new transfers coming up in the next weeks.
Definitely.
Then let's now talk about this training camp that we did in Austria. And like we said in the beginning, we have some footage today from the friend of us, Paul, who actually lived in Vienna, who was also part of the podcast a couple of weeks ago. He was visiting the match, Rapid Wien against HSV, which we lost 3-2. But more about this game from Paul.
Hello, Philip and Leonard. Greetings from Vienna. Again, thanks for having me in the show another time. I'm still in Vienna, but I will leave very soon. Fortunately, I didn't have to leave the town to see our wonderful HSV because they were playing a friendly / test match against Rapid Wien. So I decided to go there to, first of all, see the HSV after several months again. And also I grabbed some fellow Erasmus friends of mine and introduced them to HSV, and they were actually very impressed. First of all, because the Rapid Stadium, in our opinion, is very, very nice. So it's a great stadium. I actually feel that the people are very committed to it. I also sent you a clip. Maybe you can play it in your show. Well, for the match, Rapid Wien fans were actually celebrating the 10th anniversary of the stadium. That's why when we entered the stadium, we already saw that some of the ultras were wearing baklavas to cover their faces. And then immediately after kickoff, they fired some smoke grenades, and it was actually, for a test match, a really nice view. Other than that, we had really nice beer there. They are also selling Zwickel there, which is an unfiltered beer. It's very common in Austria, but not that common in Germany, unfortunately. I will really miss that when I come back. So all in all, what you can say from the atmosphere, it was surprisingly good for a test match. Although for Rapid Wien, they were already very far in their preparation because they are going to qualify for the Conference League. They already had one match and they will have the other match this week, I think. So yeah, they were better in shape than the HSV was, as you probably already saw from the match result, which wasn't that satisfying. But I would say for the first test match and with these young boys on the pitch, I think you can't really complain about the result. The first half was actually very nice to watch and very exciting, and you could see that there is a lot of potential in this team. But then in the second half, and especially after the substitutions, you could see that both teams were not really in the game anymore. But anyways, the stadium visit was very nice, and it was nice to see that many HSV fans in the city. On our way back, we got in contact with some on the tram, and they were actually quite excited also about being in such a nice city. So I would say, all in all, it was a great stadium with great beer, and I was also very happy to introduce some more people to the HSV. So, greetings from Vienna. I hope to see you both soon. And that's from me. Thank you.
Well, thank you, Paul, for the message, for your insights on the day and our match in Vienna. Philip, about the game, would you agree with his opinion, or did you saw some of these things differently?
No, I would agree with Paul. And also from my side, Paul, thank you very much for your impressions. First half was amazing to see. Second half was a bit more boring, but both teams substituted a lot of players, gave many young players the chance to show up and to play in front of 14,000 spectators, which was, yeah, for many players the first time to do so. What do you think about it? Do you agree as well?
Yeah, with most of it, definitely. I really liked the first half as well. The first couple of minutes, I saw it quite similar. That Rapid was more in the game. more, well, I don't know if, maybe awake in the duels. They've won more balls in the midfield, but in the first half, from minute to minute, we get better into the game, and I think we would have deserved a draw in the end, but it's a test match against a team which Paul already said was far longer in their preseason, and therefore I was very satisfied with our performance, and the results are not that important in this part of the preseason. Therefore, I was very satisfied with our game, and especially the first half, of course.
Yes. So what happened actually in the first half was that use of Pausen. I mean, let's start differently. First thing that happened was that we conceded a goal. I don't remember who scored the goal or how it was scored, but it was scored quite early. Then we scored the draw, the equalizer, by use of Pausen. And what a great cross from Bakariata.
Absolutely.
When I saw this cross, it was amazing. You know, when you see it in the Bundesliga, there is a pretty high probability that this ball goes into the second floor of the stadium and far behind the goal. But amazing cross and amazing header from Yusuf Pausen as well, who only played for roughly 30 minutes, then got substituted. And however, at least he scored the goal, shows that he can help the team even within a shorter time. After the equalizer, it was Albert Grönbeck scoring the second goal for us, right, Denat? Or did we concede
that's
the
right.
other goal first? I don't remember.
No, we've scored the leading goal at that point, yeah.
Great goal from Albert Grönbeck. Who gave the assist? Was it Emanuel Ferrei?
No, I don't believe Ferrei made the assist. I think it was Nicolas Capaldo, but Ferrei still made a very good game.
Yeah, I think so too. I mean, we have to see how long he will remain a HSV player, but as of now, also, especially the match against Rapid Wien, made a pretty good performance and showed that he's still a good player, also in the Bundesliga squad.
And to be honest, I wouldn't have the worst feeling if Ferrei would stay at Hamburg and would be our backup for Grönbeck. So I don't think Ferrei has to leave the club. So, I mean, if there is a good offer, we can discuss about that. But if he would stay, he might be able to help us.
Yeah, definitely. I agree with you. Still a young player. Did not play in the Bundesliga so far. I mean, not an entire season. I think he used to play a couple of games for us in the Bundesliga. But nevertheless, good feeling would I also have. So it's all right. What happened after the 2-1 from Albert Grönbeck? We conceded 2 more goals, Lennart. I think one goal was an own goal from Luis Lemke, despite the fact that he really made a good game. And the own goal was not his fault.
No, we, like you said, conceded around 10 minutes after Grönbeck's goal. Yeah, both of these goals actually. I think in 1 or maybe 2 minutes we conceded both goals. Yeah, I mean the first was from a corner. Very unlucky. I think the player from Rapid get the ball against, I don't know if it was his shoulder or his waist or something like that. So it wasn't even a controlled finish. But the ball found its way in the net. And just 1 minute after that, a mistake from Capaldo, which would have been a horrible mistake in a Bundesliga game, the first friendly match. We can definitely forgive that. So, and after that, Rapid was attacking from the left side. They brought a cross, which probably wasn't even intended like that. It falls down at the second post, and Lemke went for the ball, just put it in their own net, but if he wouldn't have been there would have been a player from Rapid Wien who probably would have scored the 3-2. Therefore, I mean, it's a friendly game. These things happen.
Yeah, of course. And as we said before, he made a good performance despite of this own goal, and as well did some other of our talents. And namely, I also remember Bisimuel, our center back.
Very early, he made a huge mistake as well. But like I said, these things happen. But apart from that, he played a very good game, made good impression. And I mean, I never saw him before. And just from his body, he's impressive, I would say. I don't know how big is he? 195 or something like that? Do you know it?
Almost 2 meters, yeah.
Yeah, it's amazing. I mean, even beside some other huge players like Jordan or someone like that, he's still. It looks like he's 1 meter taller than him. So amazing to see.
Yeah, these little amount of centimeters make a huge impact and huge difference. That's insane. So happy to have one tall center back in our squad. And I'm also happy to have seen Sedlacek, another talent of us, who also is quite young and a great talent when it comes to skills and technique. Amazing how he handles the ball. Yeah, so I think these two talents, very, very good performance in this test match.
I've just looked him up. Bisimuel is 2 meter and 1 centimeter. Therefore, he even is above 2 meters tall.
Nice. Great. Other than that, as you said in the beginning, the second half was not too interesting anymore. Was calming a bit down the game, and the game in the end remained with a 3-2. But we had another test match 1 week afterwards against Heidenheim, which we then won 3-1. Lennart, our goal scorers were Albert Grönbeck, Patson, Daka, and Ryan Philippe.
Another very, very good friendly game against opponent who also should have been further in their season preparations because they start the season 2 weeks earlier than we do. So I was quite surprised that we were so good at this point, to be honest. I mean, I was surprised against Rapid, and now I was surprised again, and in a good way. I mean, last season was probably in the other direction. So very happy that this time we can be surprised in a positive way. And yeah, like I said, we played a good game, especially I remember, of course, Patson Daka, because it was his first appearance in our jersey. He played around 30 minutes and he participated in all 3 goals. I mean, the first one, he got the penalty, which Grönberg scored. The second goal, he was assisting for Ryan Philippe. In the third goal, he scored himself. So not the worst introduction.
No, definitely not. Amazing. He only needed 28 minutes for it to have an impact with 3 assists in one game, first game. And Lennart, you know how important the first game is, or the first games are. You know, when you directly score, you feel settled, you feel like belonging to the team. Imagine now he would have scored, he would have taken the penalty, but did not score the goal out of the penalty, just as an example. It directly has a negative impact. And this game can have such a huge positive impact, which is why I was even more happy that he was able to have such a great first debut for HSV, even though it was, of course, a test match. But you could see how large the impact is that he can have on our team. The speed comparable to Ransford Königsdörfer, if not even faster. The experience that he has from playing in the major, maybe the greatest and best league in the world against probably the best defenders in the world. This is an experience, even though when you don't score too many goals in this league, you grow out of it, amazing experience. So beneficial for our squad. So amazing to have him. Bilal and Nadir also showed up, but just for the last, I think, 12 minutes. And he had like an odyssey behind him with a delayed or even cancelled flight, then arrived at the team hotel during the middle of the night or very, very late in the evening. So only 12 minutes. I think we cannot say too much about Bilal Nadir right now. But did something else happen memorable from the test match? Happy also that Ryan Philippe scored.
Well, I don't really think some memorable events happened during the game. I mean, we got another impressions of Bisimuel and Lemke. Kevin Ojo on the right side on the position Yatta is playing most of the time also made a good impression on me. So we have some promising young players right now, introducing them to us fans during this preseason. So I'm looking forward to other next 3 friendly games in the preseason. The next one on Saturday. It's a Volkspark Festival in Hamburg. And then we play against 2 French teams afterwards, both Saturdays as well. So, very happy about the current state of the team so far.
Definitely. And when you now compare it to the last preseason, we already had some losses at this moment when we now watch back. I think we won our very first test match against VfB Oldenburg back then, but then afterwards we lost every game. And now we got a good feeling, good transfers, good formation, established head coach who can now move on and build up on what he had built the last season. Targeted transfers for blank slots in the team. Change in the formation also, playing with two. Oh, what is the position in English? Two Zehner. It's not two tens.
Playmakers, something like that. Yeah, offensive midfielders. Yeah,
Playmakers. Yes. Yeah, without the classic wingers, it's directly another formation. And you see that now Jean-Luc Dompe, although he had played against Rapid Wien, did not see the entire 90 minutes against Heidenheim. I don't know if he was substituted in this game. But playing without wingers is something else.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's a clear sign that probably Dompe and Balde might leave the club. I'm wondering what will happen to Racing Nemesis, because normally he's
true.
Coming from the wing positions as well. But he would need to adapt to the system if we would focus solely on this one, which I believe he can. And he is able to, but it's a huge change for him as well. So it is for Ryan Philippe probably, but he might found his place in the striker position or maybe behind the striker as well. So I think those players can manage.
I think so too. They are playing on the highest niveau. Yeah, they are also not in their very first season. I mean, okay, Racing Nemesis is a pretty young talent, but however, they are both good and they should be able to adapt with having at least 3 offensive and very offensive positions then in the squad. Should be okay. Although, and as well, Ryan Philippe used to play striker in Braunschweig too. So this is a position that he knows and where he should be familiar with as well. So, like you say, looking forward to the next test matches against now Everton and the 2 French clubs. Do we have some other news, Leonard, about our club? And after which we then also have a listener's question this week. Also looking forward to this question.
Yeah, apart from our test results, we had a moment against Heidenheim which was not so amazing like our performance because one of our supporters made a comment about Patson Daka. The moment he got the penalty, something which shouldn't have been said any time, and which shows that an initiative from several supporters groups, including the HSV supporters, is still very, very important. And what is this initiative about, Philip?
Yeah, the HSV, I mean, that's only one part of the important thing about this occasion and the test match. But the HSV launched together with Arminia Bielefeld and FC Schalke, two other German clubs, an initiative for more civil courage, especially online, because now with the emerge of social media and the rise of everyone being able to comment stuff anonymously beneath a prominent player's post with disrespectful sentences. And this is something that HSV Bielefeld and Schalke now want to fight in cooperation with another initiative in Germany, now with regards to football. And like you say, it seems to be needed, unfortunately. I mean, all of us see it on social media. And you could unfortunately also see it and hear it in the test match, because we only watched it online on the HSV YouTube channel, and then also heard what this person was saying. And it's absolutely disrespectful. Not only disrespectful,
It has been racist. We have to call it out, and
Yeah.
it's not just disrespectful. I think this wouldn't be nice either, but it would be probably manageable if it was just a disrespectful comment. But it was a racist comment, and these things can't be tolerated at all, not even in the slightest.
Definitely. You are definitely not allowed to speak like this. Definitely not. And to use those words to discriminate a player just because of his or her origin or whatever. It's, At least one good thing about it was that the HSV and the reporters were intervening, and this person was let out of the stadium, which was good and showed that we have civil courage in our club, and also on the stands was a good sign. Although at the same time, it's a sad sign that it still exists in the stadiums, and you need to fight it, and the club and its supporters do so with, for example, this initiative. But now back to more positive news. But I think this were our news for this week, Leonard, or for the past 2 weeks. Still training camp, still not too many things despite of rumors and test match results. So I would say it's now the time for our listeners' question.
Yeah, just one information additionally. We talked about the upcoming friendly match on Saturday during the Volkspark Festival. But before the men's are playing against Everton at 5 o'clock, the women also playing their preseason match against Everton at 1:30, I believe. So please feel free to watch these games. If you are in Hamburg, maybe even go into the stadium, support both the women and the men. And if not, those matches are, I believe, both been shown on YouTube again. So let's hope for 2 great matches on Saturday for our both first division teams.
Exactly. And the both of us, Leonard, will probably watch it on YouTube. Or you will be in Münster, right? In the stadium.
Yeah, on Saturday there is. I will watch our Hamburg games afterwards because you can watch it real life, I think, and therefore I will still watch the complete 90 minutes, both of these 90 minutes, and but live I will be at the season opening, let's say, or maybe the last match before the season really starts from Preußen Münster against Southampton, and our 2 former players, Perez and Damien Downs.
yeah, looking forward to what you're saying about them afterwards. Then.
Very excited about that as well. The new standing area in Münster will be opened, but let's focus now again on Hamburg, on our club, on the more important one. And yeah, like you said, let's head right into our listeners' question.
Yes.
Hello together, it's Marcus here, your loyal listener. We're currently in the middle of the transfer window and HSV have already made a few promising signings. I've got a good feeling about the new season and I'm looking forward to the first match day. You have listeners all over the world, so I'm curious to see how far back into HSV history we will have to go to put together your dream team. Here's my dream team in a 4-1-3-2 formation. The goalkeeper is Daniel Heuer-Fernandes. Left back, Bernd Hollerbach. The center backs are Andrej Panadic and Khalid Boularouche. The right back is Guy Demel. The defensive midfielder, Nigel de Jong. The attacking midfielders are Fabio Vieira, Sergej Barbares, and Mladen Petric. The strikers are Robert Glatzel and Bernardo Romeo. My favorite coach is Tim Walter. What's your dream lineup? I look forward to hearing your favorites, and I say only HSV.
Thank you, Marcus, for this amazing question. I think we could fill one entire episode to respond to this question.
Absolutely, this could be a huge discussion. But first of all, I can only agree with Marcus on his feeling on the season. I mean, we already talked about that, but very happy to hear that other HSV fans as well are looking so much forward and have such a great feeling about the upcoming season. As we do.
Yeah, definitely. And imagine the contrast to the last preseason when we had let's say not so great feeling before the season.
Yeah.
After all the test match results. And yeah, it's just amazing to have such a great feeling. Amazing, Marcus. Thank you for your question that you also have this great feeling. I would suggest, Lennart, let's open our next episode with our dream lineup. Let's both think about it the next weeks and then come up with a suggestion by the beginning of next episode.
Yeah, if we really discuss it now, I think it would take a bit longer. But yeah, let's do it. Let's open up our next episode with our dream teams. And yeah, I'm looking very forward to that. And still have some players in mind, which definitely makes the team.
Me too, but it will be exciting because then next week we will have our formation next to each other and can see where we also chose the same player.
Yeah, but to compare it, let's stick with the same formation Marcus did. So we have a one-to-one comparison with the players. I would suggest this. And yeah, now our listeners know what they can expect at the start of the next episode already.
Yeah, great. That's amazing. Lennart, I would then say this was our 21st episode, or do you have something else?
No, I believe that this concludes it. Yeah. For next week, we already know how we will start. And maybe we have one or two surprises for our listeners as well. Let's see if we can make it up to that point. So I hope our listeners are as excited as I am or we are for our next episode in 2 weeks. And I hope everyone will listen again.
Yes, I hope so too. And with that being said, I would then let us conclude this episode. But we need to mention, of course, maybe the most important news that happened during the last 2 weeks, because we have a loss and a very special one.
Yeah, we lost an amazing, not only player, but amazing person throughout our club history, and I think who brought many HSV supporters to this club. And of course, we are talking about Kevin Keegan, who died a week ago. He fought against his cancer, and like I said a week ago, he lost this fight, sadly. At this point, of course, all the best to his family, all the strength they need right now. And he was maybe the best HSV player we ever had. He won 2 Ballon d'Ors. He won the German championship with us. He won so many titles, not only in Hamburg, but in England as well. He was a player so many people looked up through the entire world. And we never really met him. We saw some scenes, maybe even a game in the internet, but we never saw him playing live. Just saw some interviews. He made always a very friendly impression. As a player, we can only say amazing things about him, sadly not about the person, but like I said, amazing player, all the best to his family, and rest in peace, Kevin Keegan.
Yes. And just one day after the loss of Kevin Keegan, it was exactly 4 years ago that we also lost Uwe Seeler, probably the other big person within our club. And it's crazy that this has already been 4 years without Uwe Seeler, because he's still so present in our club. Everybody knows him, like Kevin Keegan. Also one of the players many people looked up to. And I always remember my uncle, who most of our listeners could know is from Essen, supporting Rot-Weiß Essen. And he also looked up to Uwe Seeler as one of the very, very great players of HSV.
Yeah, and I still remember the first game after the death of Uwe Seeler in Hamburg, which we went to together. Yeah, it was a very memorable atmosphere, definitely. Even before the game, where several supporters, of course, met at the Uwe Seeler feet. Right in front of the stadium. And like you said, crazy. That's now 4 years ago.
Yeah, it was a game against Hansa Rostock, and it was so emotional. It's but as stupid as it sounds, it's life. People come and people need to leave. So we, Lennart, need to leave sometimes. But we may never forget these two amazing legends playing for our club and contributing to the history and to the success, to the ongoing success of our club. So again, thank you to Kevin Keegan and thank you to Uwe Seeler. All the best for your families. And like you said, Lennart, rest in peace. And with that being said, now, Lennart, let's conclude this episode. We thought there is nothing that we can add on top of it. So thank you for listening and hear you in 2 weeks.
Exactly. Bye, Philip.
Bye-bye. Bye, Lennart.